This is a new episode of PROCONversations podcast. It's your boy Derek.
It's your boy, I love you, Jace, and this is episode 59. Let's get it started.
It's cool. Well, this has been a very eventful weekend. Not only has the NFL draft concluded, we have had a handful of game threes, game fours, some of them pretty surprising. We're going to start off with the draft. The question is, word. We think the top 5 best picks this draft. And we're going to have Jay start this one off.
All right, so I did not put Fernando Mendoza up there. I feel like that was a given. We know how impactful he's going to be to the Raiders franchise, especially having Tom Brady there as not only a guy making decisions, but as a mentor. And then you also have Kirk Cousins there, somebody that's been in the league over a decade and can teach him stuff not only on the field, but also how to get him contracts. So, you know what I'm saying? He's pretty much in a good position, bro.
Fully guaranteed contract.
Guaranteed contracts, yeah, bro. He gonna learn a few things chilling with Captain Kirk. But anyway, what I have right now, starting off, no particular order, just what I feel like was impactful. Jeremiah Love to the Cardinals organization. I don't know. That's an organization for the past few years needed a jolt of something in the arm to get them running, to get excited about. I feel like when the Cardinals are in the conversation, the league is a little bit more balanced, you know what I'm saying? Instead of being heavily focused on Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, Rams, you know what I'm saying? It's like the same kind of teams, all we always talk about because, not just a talent disparity, but also, injuries and retirements, things like that have transpired, and people wanting to get traded, not want to be on certain teams anymore, and now they're going to new teams and telling them they don't want to come off the bench and shit like that. All of that's going on. So I feel like Jeremiah Love to the Cardinals would definitely be a great step in changing that organization around. The next one I will say Ty Simpson. I say Ty Simpson because it's an impact for the future. Not right now. Obviously not right now. Matthew Stafford just won the MVP. It's somebody I was saying that was going to be MVP all damn season long. You know what I'm saying? I love my Falcons, but we're talking about, I always, for some reason, I do not know why. It's always like a South team, like from where I'm at, a Georgia team, and then it's also a California team every time. NBA is Hawks and Lakers. Over here it's Falcons and goddamn, and the Rams. It's just something about it, bro. But yeah, Matthew Stafford is somebody I definitely had been MVP damn near all season. And he went and got that. He's still looking like he could probably play another 4 or 5 years. He's only 38 years old. He definitely has, more in the tank. But as you're looking towards the future, what happens a lot of times when you don't have nobody to back them up, so you just kind of fall off that cliff, or you're getting a mercenary from another team to try to come in and fill in that gap until you wind up drafting your next guy. They went and drafted their next guy it got him early to where you can go out there and get mentored by, one of the best to ever do it while he's still in his, prime. So I feel like that's a great pickup. Casey Concepcion to the Browns. Man, one of the best playmakers in college football last season. He got that ball, bro. All he had to do was catch it. He catch that ball, anything can happen. Very aggressive runner, very aggressive catcher. Have moves out the wazoo, for lack of a better term. Very dynamic wide receiver right there, man. Pretty much a game changer. And that's something that the Browns need. A lot of what you had happen last season was people not wanting to pick up the ball. Well, you also had a disparity in, struggle for, normalcy at the QB position. They kept trying to force Dylan Gabriel and everybody, and then you wound up going with Shador, but Shador didn't play until like the last 5 games of the fucking season. So I don't know. You kind of you couldn't expect too much out of him because he didn't really have a chemistry with everybody. And then when he's throwing the ball and putting it in people's hands, they're dropping it, or they actually don't know what the fuck going on. It's just showing examples of incompetence. I don't feel like Casey Concepcion on this team will show any levels of incompetence. So I'm very hyped Not just because I'm an Aggies fan, but just from a football perspective. I feel like he definitely has a lot to add to the Browns organization. They should be like the happiest they've been since acquiring Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. Moving on. Mansour Delane to the Chiefs. I got him picked up there because not only is he one of the best cornerbacks that was in this draft, but he also is filling up a gap that they just allowed to once again go to my LA Rams, man. They lost not only one of their best cornerbacks in a trade, they lost another one in free agency. So what are you gonna do next? You keep the tradition going. You keep drafting another cornerback. You build him up to be one of the best in the goddamn league, and then eventually you're gonna probably trade him. Hopefully this doesn't happen with this guy. Hopefully he gets to stay and gets to build. But I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like it. They definitely had different ways they could have went. But Mansour Delane, you know what I'm saying, at the QB at the CB position for the Chiefs, a team that has gotten better since acquiring the Super Bowl MVP free agency. You know, having Justin Fields as a backup who may be starting. You know, Coach Reed definitely said he possibly will be starting if Pat Mahomes isn't ready to go those first couple of weeks. I'd love to see that. I'm going to go with Carson Beck because, like I said, Jeremiah Love is definitely adding a jolt of energy, a jolt of new life into the Arizona, Cardinals organization. I feel like Carson Beck will as well. You're picking what could be your QB of the future. Somebody who has, numerous amounts of experience under their belt, being for, UGA and also for Miami. Somebody who is, not afraid to make decisions when we're down on time in the clutch time, basically. And somebody who has a high amount of confidence in them, not only in the team, but themselves, and the ability to, overcome adversity, even when that's not the case, as we've seen sometimes, with throwing picks and untimely picks, or throwing 6 picks and then still wanting to throw the ball, even with a chance to win the game, and throwing a 7th pick to fucking lose against Florida, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the potential and the hope that is Carson Beck, being that you don't have to wait on Gardner Minshew, which is crazy that Gardner Minshew is coming back when he got injured the week after Pat Mahomes. But, we're not talking about that. Jacoby Brissett, who's wanting to get plate starter money just because he's a starter, but he's really a placeholder. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Carson Beck being the future of the franchise. I feel like that's going to be a great thing. So, yeah, that's why I got him as my 5th, you know what I'm saying? Great, reliable QB for the future. My honorable mentions were the 3 first-round picks for the Jets. We don't even have to get all into that. It's just the fact that they went and they drafted exceptionally well. Derek kind of already said that on Instagram in his video. He explained thoroughly how they will impact the organization going forward. I definitely believe those were, great moves in the right direction. They still have a few things they gotta, fix, but they definitely did some good picks right there. And I want to say Le'Veon Moss from Texas A&M signed, undrafted as an undrafted free agent with the Miami Dolphins as a total, as just like the Jets. They definitely made some great picks. Being that they had so many gaps that they lost to free agency or to trade, so this and third, damn, they got their whole, majority of their stars gutted from that team. But last year, they definitely made some timely picks to go along with Malik Willis. So Le'Veon Moss, is a great pickup. I definitely feel like, if when he's not injured, when he's healthy, he is definitely an amazing running back with extra amounts of potential. So, yeah, shout out to Le'Veon Moss, shout out to Miami Dolphins. My bad if I stayed too long, but we're going to chop this up anyway. But, yeah, go ahead, Derek.
You have to bring in Le'Veon Moss, though, but hey.
As an honorable mention?
The undrafted free agents, the honorable mention?
Cause, bro, it's like an underrated. I feel like it's an underrated thing. You will see, bro. You will see, bro.
Yeah, all the undrafted free agents, bro, they underrated, bro. Shout out.
All of them?
Shout out to y'all, right? Even Trace McSorley 2.0, bro. Diego Pavia, bro. Diego Pavia. He had to go out and buy a little Raven shit. You already had the hat there, bro.
You're funny, man.
Hey, man.
You are funny.
I'm gonna keep mine like very simple. My top five most impactful picks. Starting off, I'm gonna go off with the centers. The Chargers drafting Jake Slaughter and the Bears drafting Logan Jones from Florida and Iowa, respectively. Very much need both of them. I know the Bears acquired a center, but I'm not like the most sold on them. And there's no, and who's better to play interior lineman than a big white Midwestern guy? Come on now, especially from the Big Ten. Come on now. But yeah, I feel like both teams are coming off their starting centers retiring. So I definitely think, especially with these two being like among the top in the draft class, going to those teams involved, I feel like that's in due time they're going to become key contributors to their respective lines. Another pick I will say will have to be Skylar Bell for Buffalo. When I was watching it, was his pick was announced by like fans and all that stuff. And I remember when I heard the pick, I was like, he's still available? Like, he's legit like a stud, bro, from UConn of all schools, bro. He is legit. And the fact he fell to the Bills, a team that needs receivers more than ever, I feel like that's definitely if everything goes exactly as planned, I feel like he has an opportunity to become a solid target for Josh Allen. I'll say my third. I ain't gonna say Jeremiah Love.
Get out my bag. Get out my bag.
I'll say, you said what?
Get out my bag, bro.
Caleb Downs for Dallas.
Okay.
Motherfuckers. For him to drop down all the way to 11th is crazy. Looking at you, Giants. But hey, I feel like, yeah, he's definitely one of the top defensive players one of the top defensive players in the draft. At safety, we can pretty much line up anywhere. I feel like, yeah, he's definitely going to be an impact player off rip for Dallas, especially with their new defensive coordinator. That's hopefully everything goes well. And their defensive coordinator, especially in like the secondary, definitely makes it much more. Much more of like a very good. Seems like a very good pairing, if you ask me. So and them also like fitting their need of a linebacker through trades. So like yeah, adding that linebacker spot through trades and like having Caleb Downs slide down to you at pick 11th is definitely something to celebrate for if you're a Dallas fan, because it's like y'all have like everything to cheer for. I'm not gonna say Ty Simpson because he's not expected to like just he's not only a development project but also gonna be stashed away for later. Like we're not gonna see him play this next season at all. Just
bearing that
sit down.
If it stays healthy, I'm not wishing that, but I'm just saying.
Stand on that sideline with that clipboard in your hand, bro. With that cap on. Make sure your pads on. And just be ready just in case. I would say the QB I would say is definitely a big one. Is Drew Alar for Pittsburgh. Getting that quarterback from Penn State. It's definitely been impactful, especially since Aaron Rodgers has not made and heard a word from that nigga out from that damn cave. So it's like, yeah, they have no choice, but it's like, yeah, we gotta go ahead and just we can't just wait on the 40-year-old QB to like give us his answer, make his decision. So yeah, we gonna have to like get like QB. Now, granted, they have Walker. They still got Will Howard. I don't know how good Will Howard is in NFL's game, so I have no reason to just be like, I mean, shit. So
Go Poppy was right there.
No.
Garrett Nussmeier?
I didn't see him getting drafted in the third round, but
we got fucking Tommy G Tommy C going to fucking wide receiver. Like, man, I fucking hate that for him. I'm not gonna lie. He didn't have the best season last season. He tried to come back for another year. I don't know, I'm getting off topic, but it's not really the QB situation. But going to wide receiver is fucking crazy, and that's what they expect out of black QBs. Some black QBs. It's because you're mobile.
Yeah. I don't think the Browns are gonna like try to make Taylor Green a fucking receiver.
They did this to Tommy before we got to the draft. This was pre-draft. They wanted him to move.
Tommy Stevens?
No, Castellios
from
Florida.
I ain't think they try to do that. He doesn't come off as a receiver. He's a
slot receiver now. Slot receiver. He has a workout for the Titans coming up. And what's the other team? I think it's for the Dolphins. I think it's the Titans and the Dolphins. He has a workout coming out for both of them as a fucking slot receiver now. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Julian,
Depending on their
Julian
build and how
Edelman
they
and
are.
shit.
Julian Edelman, yeah. Fucking Logan Thomas, Terrell Pryor, Thomas Stevens, and Danny Allen were tight ends for like a short ass time. Thomas Stevens is back to being quarterback, but still. Taysom Hill was like
Oh, I
legit the
was gonna
best.
say,
Taysom Hill was like legit the best example.
the original Swiss Army knife. Taysom Hill.
I was like, bro, we seen him at QB. And it was just like,
Where do you need me at?
go back to being tight end, bro. So, yeah, I'm like, shit. Who else is there? I'm trying to think if there's any other. Hey, where should I have my 4 now? I'll say Cardinal Tay is definitely the big draft pick for for Tennessee. I mentioned this earlier, but it's like, yeah, I feel like it is definitely big for Cam Ward. I really wish they drafted another receiver just because, but yeah, I feel like, and considering the track record of Ohio State, it's definitely a big pickup. I can see the high. I can see reasons to be optimistic with the pick. So yeah, I definitely keep an eye on that. I really feel like if he gets a connection with Cam early, I feel like yeah, Titans offense gonna get a significant boost.
For sure.
We got some Styles getting drafted.
You got any?
Honorable mentions: Garrett Nussmeier getting drafted by Kansas City Chiefs, bro. Because
Why is that an honorable mention? What the fuck? What is that?
I feel like he can grow into be a solid backup QB, bro. He developed
After
be a solid
7
backup for
years of being the backup?
Patrick Mahomes, all that stuff, bro.
7 years.
I feel
I'm
like
talking about 7 years versus, like, realistically, Matthew Stafford probably like 2 or 3, but he could go fucking 5 if he want to. This nigga Pat is not retiring no time fucking soon.
hey, bro, if he shows enough flashes, teams are gonna come like calling for your backup.
Yeah, they definitely will do that.
So yeah, if he has tools, like I feel like I already felt like he had like NFL, he had the NFL like he was
He's
NFL
made
ready.
the most in
The injuries like
out of all
yeah,
the QBs.
yeah, it's just some fucking injuries was fucking him up last year, and the whole shit with Brian Kelly, all that stuff. Like this shit just went straight ass, bro. So and it's still like little issue, like because he still had, last time I checked, he still hasn't like he hasn't gotten any surgery because on they found like cyst on his somewhere on his like spine or whatever. That's what caused like issues with his oblique. They say he's asymptomatic to it, and if he were to get surgery, it's not gonna be like anything like a crazy recovery time. It's like, hey, bro, all you gotta do is wait for the stitches to heal. You'll be alright. But either way, I feel like yeah, I felt like he was like the most like NFL like ready QB like, but because he didn't have like a whole lot of time out there, plus like the size we saw in his last year wasn't that great. I feel like yeah, that definitely sunk his stock. I didn't think it was gonna drop all the way to the 7th round. And I especially didn't think certain QBs were going to get drafted over him. I didn't think Cole Payne was going to get drafted over him. I didn't think the nigga from Rutgers, Ethan Calamanis, from get drafted over him. None of that. So him to go to the Chiefs of all teams, who I'm not going to say are just like good at developing QBs and all that stuff. Because I'm like we seen Mahomes backups and they haven't really like shown me anything crazy. But like from this certain standpoint, I feel like you can definitely benefit in this situation because Justin Fields he's only under contract for 1 more year. So after that he's pretty much gone unless they choose to pick him over Garrett. Then hey, I'm not mad. I fuck with Justin, but so yeah, I really think this is like sleeper when it comes to like having like a backup just in case. Lions getting a tackle to replace Taylor Decker who departed from the team. Like contract disputes. I guess Eagles getting their receiver Mekhi Lemon. I'm not that sold on the Bears draft class for the most part.
You niggas are young. Y'all young and y'all got a core already. Most of y'all team is still there besides DJ Moore.
We don't have a defense, my guy. We do not have a defense.
Y'all got Iceman. Shout out to Drake. Let's go.
Do not shout out to Drake. Fuck that. Fuck that. Man, you can kill my move, man. Moving on. We going to NBA. So key playoff games happen, bro. Damn, it pissed me off with that shit, bro. Wolves and Nuggets. Ooh, hey, bro. This shit hurt. We also have an interesting game.
Wait to start.
Between the Wolves and Nuggets. Hey, bro, that shit hurt, bro. Not only did Dante go down with the most obvious, his season's over injury I've ever seen. The minute it's like clear that little reach back, it's like
to see it pop.
the zero curse, man. Dante DiVincenzo towards right Achilles tendon, and then later in the game, we see the star player, the Minnesota Timberwolves star player, Anthony Edwards, go down with injury.
A
Is a
bone
hyperextended,
bruise,
yeah, bone bruise. Okay, bone bruise and a hyperextended knee.
while
So he's gonna be
also
out for
dealing with runner's knee on the other knee.
the two. So he's gonna be out for multiple weeks. So with all that on each other, you're like, well, also Nuggets having the lead. Shit. All right.
Bet. It's not this one. This one goes. All right, cool. It's like that.
Spurs versus the Blazers. This game, it legit so earlier it was looking like it's gonna be the Blazers, like the Blazers was gonna even up the series, and then that nigga Wemby said, "Man, yeah, all right, yeah, we got y'all." That little meme, they had us in the first half. I'm not gonna lie, shit like that, basically, and they proceeded to just whoop their ass. They was definitely getting in the Denny's head for sure. Especially on that when he fouled Castle and that nigga put the ball in his chest. That nigga Denny was not happy about that. Proceeded to just like try to attack the paint and stuff because he was doing that successfully earlier. But mind you, Wemby wasn't in the paint when he was doing that. So him trying to do that with this time with a 7'4" monster in the paint does not go as smoothly as planned. And so yeah, they eventually get the better of him in Portland, bro, and secure the win, get a comfortable 3-1 lead on them. It was definitely a solid game for them, Wemby and Fox, bro. Fox did not let up on the gas at all throughout the game. Even when they was down, he was like, "Hey, no, we getting this win." This nigga Wemby blocking shit, smiling. He getting fouled. He's just on his back clapping. This nigga was not stressed at all. And it's glad to see him back after getting that concussion, bro. So yeah, it's only a matter of time before send Portland home. But yeah, what you gotta say about the game, Jace?
Definitely a gentleman's sweep coming up. It would have been a sweep altogether had he not fallen and had all that go on, being out for a couple games type of thing. That if that didn't happen, they would have went ahead and won. I don't know if guys watched the game before that. I mean, Steph and Castle, but niggas have been calling him just straight up Steph now because he is spraying that motherfucker. They doing some Carmelo LaMelo type of shit going on right now. But anyway, Steph, Dylan Harper, they've been going crazy, bro. Been having elite performances, even without Wemby being on the court. So with them all together, Steph is gonna be a little dangerous. So I got them going to the Western Conference, man. I don't see Trailblazers getting another game. They fought hard, but like you said, Danny was struggling. Drew Holiday was trying to go bucket for bucket with them, especially as they started to lose the lead in that second half. But the Spurs went on a 23-4 run, bro, within the first 8 minutes of that third quarter, bro. And that's kind of just blew them out of the water right there. They were up by 17 going into that half. Wemby didn't seem worried at all. They went ahead and knocked it out. Yeah, I got Spurs going ahead running this over, bro. But who I don't have coming back from 3-1 is the Lakers. I mean, Rockets, bro. The Rockets in this Lakers series. The Lakers and Rockets has been like a very interesting series, to be honest with you, this playoffs. Before it started, you had most everybody talking about Rockets in 7, Rockets in 5. Rockets completely just all that they kept saying because they really didn't believe a 41 LeBron who played the third option for the majority of this season, missing his 2 top scorers, being on this team without another player who, who's quote unquote a superstar or ever been a superstar, and, pretty much young guys for the most part outside of, DeAndre Ayton and Marcus Smart. I don't know why people thought that, that was over with. We've seen LeBron James overcome the odds over and over again, especially as the number 1 option on the team. So I don't get it why that was the case. It seemed like it was very surprising to people. It wasn't surprising to me. The performances out of Luke Kennard and Marcus Smart has been impressive to me this series, but it wasn't nothing out of the ordinary to see a LeBron team overcome what people thought it was going to happen. And then on top of that, the injuries to Kevin Durant. He had one headed into this series, and he got another one. Sustained a left ankle strain within the game 2, game 3, whatever, I can't remember right now. And they're talking about it's been swelling up like a lot around the ankle area, so he's probably not gonna be able to play the rest of this playoffs, or not even game 5. That's gonna be in LA, being that the Lakers just lost this game. But it like that this came out flat. It was just like how Bron said, it was their offense was a little flat. Defense was still there, but you can't be playing around with this team. They get hot, they get a little confidence, bro. It's just like they had confidence in that game 3. To be honest with you, they had confidence in that game 3 was theirs, and they just got nervous towards the end. And Marcus Smart not giving up, and you got the greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying? On the court, things are gonna happen, bro. Things are gonna happen. But yeah, I got Lakers finishing the series out still in 5 at home in LA. Austin Reeves will come back. I was gonna say Austin Rivers. I keep fucking it up. This is why we don't have them in the same timeline. You know what I'm saying? This is weird. Tongue twisters for no reason, bro. But we're gonna get on Austin Rivers later on. But how do you feel about the series? Like, you feel like they doing a gentleman sweep as well? Like, what's going on with the Lakers Rockets?
Don't see the Rockets performing a reverse sweep, but I do think they're heading in the right direction. When it's already good that they got this win without KD, but it's also a matter of fact how certain players are performing. Because before this game, Reece Shepard was shooting like dog shit, bro. And to see him finally shoot at least at 50%, that's good. Same thing with Tari goddamn Eason. Like, just one thing niggas took away from this series is that the Rockets can't really shoot consistently unless your name is Kevin Durant. So I definitely think it is definitely good for the right direction. And I feel like this playoff series shouldn't break them. If anything, I feel like it's definitely good for their development going forward as players, bro. They got the taste of the playoffs, bro, and realize, hey, bro, this shit's a different environment for sure. So I good to see it.
Niggas would have known that last season though against the Warriors.
Yeah, I'm saying they're trending upwards. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
So, Reece Shepard, that nigga was not playing that series. So I'm like, this is legit his first taste, and he's getting actual they starting this nigga. So I definitely at the same time, I mean, they definitely should. They're also don't have full personnel this go, so because they're missing Kevin and Fred.
And Steven
So
Adams. This would be a total different team this offseason if they retain these same players. Everybody comes back healthy. Next season will be different.
Yeah, so we'll say another veteran pickup would definitely be beneficial for sure for this team. There's definitely some players on here that they added that I don't see a reason why they should retain them. So
Dorian Smith was definitely injured as well throughout the season. He just been on the court while injured, working through his injury. I feel like he still is impactful on the squad too. He just got to get healthy, like I'm saying.
Hey, bro, I ain't saying no names. Anyway, but yeah, I don't think they're gonna drag this out any longer. That Lakers definitely gonna take this one probably next game. If not, they're gonna take it to 6 at best.
6 is crazy, bro. 6 is crazy because you know what I'm saying. You got OKC waiting on the other side of that, bro. Why is you giving them more time to rest? Because I already know they're gonna sweep the Suns. I'll be very much impressed if they don't sweep the Suns. But let's go into the East real quick, Derek. Instead of doing my opinion, your opinion, if I say something, you feel like you can jump in, and then that's how we're gonna keep bouncing.
Okay.
I bet.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Pistons Magic. Oh, yeah. What do you think about the Pistons Magic guy?
Okay, Pistons Magic. This series has been nice, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I like this series. Because at first, Magic punched them in the face. We're like, damn, bro, they fake demons, bro. They frauds. it's Atlanta 2015 all over again. Niggas came right back like, nah.
This is Cleveland last year.
This ain't that, bro. We here, bro. Utah Jazz a few years ago. But this ain't that, bro. We here, bro. And them niggas came right back with the bullshit. It's really what's consistent. And like I said before on Who Take Jazz. Y'all should go check that out because it ain't got no views. But like I said on Who Take Jakes, the defense is nothing to worry about with Orlando Magic. It's the offense, the offensive consistency from Boncaro, Desmond Bain, Franz, so Jalen Suggs. They get offensive flow. Anthony Black, you know what I'm saying? Wendell Carter Jr. They start getting a flow together as a team. They're gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be good. But when they are out of flow offensively, the defense doesn't really matter to them because they're not going to be able to get any points up. Then you got Detroit running down in transition, Tobias Harris shooting threes. You got Jalen Duren running to the basket, even though he has not done anything impressive at all this whole series, and I do not think
Like
he will.
at all.
I don't think he will. Wendell Carter got that shit locked up, and he getting dunked on. He got Angel Reese posting pictures of him and shit. It's bad.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's gonna do, but what was I finna say? Goddamn, what you gotta say about this? Go ahead.
It's like, if anything, it's like we're seeing from them is what we have not been seeing from out of them really at all. During the regular season, these two they legit split 2-2, so it's like this was bound to be a good matchup straight up. But playoff times, I didn't expect it to just look like this straight up. I like that I'm seeing it though, especially out of Paolo, because Paolo has a chip on his shoulder for sure, and he is straight up doing irreparable amount of damage to the goddamn Pistons, like taking the paint and all that stuff. And like, bro, Jalen Duren has been completely underwhelming. I legit thought he was at least gonna like produce something, be like the second option for the
Yeah,
Pistons behind Cade, like that guy in the interior. But nah, he and cooked by Wendell. Shout out Wendell. And then like I know shooting's been like an issue with them, like perimeter wise. Like they bought Duncan Robinson and that helped with that, and like shit's not going their way. It's painful to watch, bro. So especially when it comes to the fact certain people like it'll be like it's not balanced. I would say that it's like it's just not balanced for the Pistons. It seems like it's like all right, one guy's doing something, but other people ain't holding their weight, and or when they hold their weight, the guy is not. So it's like I hope like JB to do some bit of adjustments for them because if not, they're looking at an upset, bro. They're gonna be another statistic on that graphic. Hey, bro, 8 seeds to beat the fucking first seed. You don't want to end up on there,
you the one got JB as coach of the year, man.
and they number 1 seed.
Frauds, bro. Fake demons, bro. I ain't trying to hear that, bro. Paulo putting belt ass. So yeah, I got the Magic. I've changed. I might. I don't know if I'm changed my take though. I like how they playing, but I don't think the Magic will be consistent enough offensively to be able to pull out this series in 7. So I still got
Game five
six.
and game four, game five is like very crucial.
I still got Detroit in 6.
It just comes down to that game four, game five. So that's the most crucial thing where we're gonna say they could go to 7 because remember, like I said, they were split in the regular season. So there's nothing against seeing like them dog out in the first round.
For sure. But who I
Some
don't
people who
think
ain't
will go
doing
to
that.
7. Who's not doing that is these goddamn Hawks and Knicks, bro. These Hawks and Knicks, hell no. The Knicks getting their ass cooked. They did finally win this last game right here due to some offensive consistency from Karl Anthony Towns. Like I've been saying all season, that man gotta get the goddamn ball in his hands. When Mike Brown came upon this team, I don't know, it's still is Jalen Brunson oriented, team oriented, but it's not cat oriented. It's barely plays drawn out for Karl Anthony Towns. It's pretty much on the back burner, figuring out other ways he can contribute here and there. Once you get OJ Anunoby and Karl Anthony Towns involved in his offense, especially right now in this series, it's gonna work wonders for you. You got the talent right there. You just gotta know how to use it. You know what I'm saying? They don't have world stoppers on this Atlanta team. They do have some great perimeter defenders. They have some great shooters. You know what I'm saying? They got some young guys that's athletic. They got some stuff going on over here, but they don't have necessarily a squad that can just straight up stop everything that y'all want to do. Y'all just got to be able to do it. Got to get out y'all own way. How y'all got here, how y'all got to this playoffs, cool. You know what I'm saying? That's one way. But in this series, you really have a coach on the other side, and Quinn Snyder, who is, you know what I'm saying, meticulous in his way of thinking and the way he approaches, you know what I'm saying, undermanned teams and this, that, and the third, and team concepts and stuff like that. So you gotta outthink him, you gotta outcoach him, but you can't keep doing the same old shit that he's literally gonna see for 4 to 7 games. You know what I'm saying? You gotta switch it up. So they definitely switched it up in this game, but I don't think, being that what I've seen, I do not think that they're gonna stick to that this whole time. I feel like they're gonna get in their own way again. And the Hawks might wind up with pulling out this series. CJ McCollum has been unbelievable this series for the most part, offensively. Even defensively, he's been playing. He's been coming off the hedge and then, closing out on the corners and stuff like that. So they found a way to utilize him on that side of the ball. I definitely want to see more out of Jalen Johnson, but also this is like his first real legit run as a starter and, as a big piece of this franchise. Jonathan Kuminga's been having some great games, doing stuff that people were, excited about when he first got to Atlanta. And, now he's doing that on a bigger stage and it's leading to winning. You know what I'm saying? He's scoring from mid range. He's hitting catch and shoot threes. He's getting to the basket. He's playing elite defense. He's doing like a Draymond type of thing. Like he see where you at, you almost out of position. He push you in the back. Like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? You supposed to be over here. He's, causing Nall to wind up getting that steal and running up down the court and they getting that lob dunk. Like he's doing way more in this system than he ever could for Golden State. And he seems happy. He seems to be like more so a player that he wants to be instead of who he is forced to be. And I love that for him. You know what I'm saying? I love that for him. And somebody else, I feel like, should probably step up. And if they, they want a chance to go ahead and finish this series and go further in this series, it'll probably be the little man from L.A. and Miami himself.
Hey Vincent, my boy,
Vincent.
my dog, Mr. Immortal. Let's go.
Else. But other than that, yeah, I got Atlanta possibly forcing this upset, man. From what I've seen, what the things they are able to do to the Knicks defense and the Knicks getting their own way, I definitely see.
Yeah, their defense is definitely just getting exploited throughout the series for sure. And it's like, especially when it's like niggas like Jalen, niggas like Brunson. I've seen a couple cherry pick plays when it comes to fucking at on defense, to where it was like very questionable. Like one of them being Mr. Immortal gave Vincent himself just shooting a three in front of with Cat right there. Not really that much of a contest. So yeah, they definitely need to tough it off on defense. How that's possible, but they need to try something. And it's weird because like they have like the personnel to like completely dominate this team, and we've seen it in like they 2 wins. It's just the fact these motherfuckers keep selling on the defensive side. They let the Hawks take a win at the closing minutes, but a tough step back from CJ, and let them, and then proceed to let them go to Atlanta and get the lead on them. Now they did manage to even it up with triple double from Cat, which I did not expect at all. But it's like, bro, it feels like they're just being something's being underutilized here, and it's very frustrating to watch. To like have you, it's like you had them at favorites, but it's like after like 3 games, it's like, all right, bro, these niggas, I don't have confidence in y'all no more. And it's crazy because the series is tied now. Like they just won, and I'm not convinced essentially throughout this whole shit, bro. So I still got the Knicks winning, but it's like I'm not convinced that these guys contenders though. Like I don't know. Like, it's like, yeah, this looks like at most no farther than the second round. It seems here. So
because if they go for the Eastern Conference, Knicks are 3.
They're the 3 seed. They will play the Celtics.
Hell no.
Speaking of the Celtics, that's another series where I do not see going to 7 or 6. Well, it could go to 6, but when they get eliminated, it's going to be the most one-sided shit you will ever see in your life. To which you would question, how the fuck did they get a win? Sixers, Celtics, former MVP Joel Embiid is back after having an appendectomy, and he definitely he held his weight, came back like he ain't missed nothing. But at the same time, there's just one issue that was going on the entire time. As he was scoring, so was Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Peyton Pritchard, and to the point, Celtics were up by 30. So and they ended up winning by 32. So yeah, that's not something great to. I was really hoping for Embiid coming in, at least get like the morale boost that they needed, and like
out like that.
Yeah, but then like we proceeded to see that shit just fade away. So
different benches, bro. Different benches.
Yeah,
the Celtics bench is something different, bro. They've been playing together as a squad while Jason Tatum's been out, so they battle tested. They've gotten the minutes. They know what they can do. The confidence is high. Peyton Pritchard's been a part of this damn bench for years now. So, but
6 man.
Yeah, damn near 6. Yeah, he is a 6 man. So,
and it's also like, and then also you gotta look at the Sixers personnel. Like we was talking about this shit yesterday. He was like, Kelly Oubre is basically out of position. Like he's not in a good fit. Like from where they got him playing. Mm-hmm. And also I've always like, I had an issue with how the line they were running before MB came back, starting Bono over Drummond, which I feel like it was weird. I feel like Drummond would have been better off as the starter because he has defense, he has a rebound, he got rebounding, he has his bag is expanded now. He can shoot threes now. He got Eric Collins going crazy. So yeah, it's definitely. There's also the matter of that. It's like the Celtics, bro. Yeah, they had Tatum out. They were able to finish as many like players as they could this season. With not only what Jason Tatum out for the season, they were also like two key players were gone this year with Drew, through the offseason with Drew and KP. So yeah, this is like a whole different like operation going on here. The whole different organization you got here. So like with that with Joe Mazzulla, they were able to mesh well and do time for playoffs, and they got just enough key pieces there to like not worry about like well, what if these are playoffs? No, they still got Jalen, they still got Derek White, they still got Payton. So yeah, it's definitely you got any what's your like deal with like Sixers and they shit?
Yeah, I just feel like they definitely should start Andre Drummond for this last game. It's an elimination game. Start Andre Drummond. Just test it out, but you still got another center on the bench. But Drummond, Embiid, Paul George, DJ, and Tyrese Maxey. I feel like with that lineup, you're giving out the most offensive hit you can give them, with also being I don't know. I feel like I'm not even gonna say switchable. I'm not gonna say that because Andre Drummond could get cooked by Jalen Brunson, or I mean, not Jalen Brunson, by Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. He could, figuratively. But my thing is, you would add another thing for them to have to worry about. You know what I'm saying? More size for them to have to worry about, and them possibly having to switch their lineup. Them having to bring in Vucevic a little bit more than they would probably like to, and then you can have Paul George attack that. I feel like you could arrange this series by you putting out a lineup that you want to put out and force them to change things around instead of you trying to play Kelly Oubre and Paul George on Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I don't think that's a good matchup at all. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's nice, but it's not gonna get the job done, especially with these guys playing the way they playing. It's not gonna happen. So hopefully they can definitely do something like that. Hopefully they will. Nick Nurse got his own way. At least force it to 7, man. At least force it to 7. That would be nice to see. But other than that, what are we looking at? Yeah, that's it for our picks right there. We got some NBA games that'll be on tonight. I'll just give you a quick
Pistons, Magic, Thunder, Suns, and Timberwolves and Nuggets.
All right. Well, I got Timberwolves pulling this out. Like I said earlier, got Timberwolves pulling this out. Go ahead and end this series so they can be home a little bit before San Antonio. And then, no, actually. Yeah, I'm right, yeah. I want them so they can be home before San Antonio. We got Thunder. I got Thunder sweeping. And then Pistons, Magic.
It's like a fat ass question mark. The Orlando should be home. Orlando should be home.
I want Magic to win this one. Go up 3-1 on them 1 seed. See what JB meant going for. You know what I'm saying? See what JB talking about, bro.
I'm gonna say Pistons. I feel like maybe don't talk to them.
Like it should be the Pistons, but I don't know. Like I said, it all depends on Orlando's offensive consistency, and that's why I'm like iffy on it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to pick, especially when these first round series. But yeah, that's what I got. So we'll catch y'all later on that side of things. Stay tuned. I'm gonna just do a little quick pay-per-view, and then we'll be closing out from there.
All right. This has been your boy Derek.
Man, it's your boy Jace. We out this motherfucker. Yeah, man, that pay-per-view was ass. It was some good high points on it. I would say going on that run to end it. I don't know if that was really exciting. I don't know. I had Nas winning anyway. At first I said it was going by 7, but Gerald Green, I don't know if his health was compromised or what, but he definitely didn't like himself at all. He just got ferociously baked by threes. Nas was able to get to the basket a little bit too, but I don't know what that was. Jonte Murray losing, didn't see that coming, in front of Ice Spice and Sonny Lee. Crazy work. His brother was there too, Michael Porter Jr. Don't know why he lost that. He really didn't have to. The 3v3 was nice, but also ended up in a blowout. And, Pep versus Zay, that didn't have to go like that. Pep misses, last 6 free throws. You know what I'm saying? He could have easily won that game. He was right there. All he needed was 2 more points, and he just kept getting fouls sent to the line, and he couldn't capitalize. I wasn't really happy with this pay-per-view. I've definitely seen better pay-per-views. I think this one should have been on one of the more established channels that maybe would have probably helped the production. The mic that was doing on the interviews was kind of a little iffy. The audio kept dropping out multiple times. It was buffering. It was just a lot of inconsistencies with a pay-per-view like this that should have been big, should have been box office. Definitely room for improvement. But yeah, that was my quick little review on it. I definitely saw the end of Nas, talking his shit to Austin Reeves, telling his bitch ass to shut up, you know what I'm saying, come pull up. Austin Rivers, not Austin Reeves. Shout out to Austin Reeves. Hopefully he comes back game 5. But Austin Rivers being called out. Yeah, I'm missing one. I know I was missing one. Jonathan Simmons versus School. Jonathan Simmons won very convincingly. So I would not be mad at a Jonathan Simmons game. I don't know when that would happen. How they gonna get that to work, what pay-per-view, what channel it'll be on, this, that, and third. But I would love to see that. Jonathan Simmons came ready to play. So I would love to see that. Like I say, Austin Rivers, go ahead and pull up, man. You got called out again on a public platform. Do something about it, bro. Isaiah Thomas, you know what I'm saying? You out here talking. Mike James, all y'all, you know what I'm saying? Pull up. Let's see what's going on. See what y'all do against Nas. Because he ready, bro. He ready. Closing out.